everyone. Good evening. Let's try it again. Good evening. All right. It's a big crowd tonight, and very good. This has been quite a few years since I last hosted an event, and this is the first event that I host here in London as well. So forgive me if I get a little bit more excited than usual. And before I get started, maybe a show of hands from the audience. How many of you are from Hong Kong? So many. Okay, thank you. So for any one of you who are not in Hong Kong, from Hong Kong, just a head start, because this evening is actually a public event. We welcome everyone, okay? But myself is from Hong Kong, Kitty is from Hong Kong, and we did promote this event among the Hong Kong migrant community. So just don't be surprised if there is some questions from the Q&A session that is coming, with reference to Hong Kong. But we do embrace diversity, so this event is actually for public. Okay? So a little bit introduction for myself. I am Peter Choi, and currently my capacity in BCS is communication officer, and I'm helping as a volunteer in BCS as a whole. And before that, I served as the chairman of BCS Hong Kong section. So when I came here, I was still the chairman of Hong Kong section. So practically there are different branches in BCS across the UK, and also there are international sections outside the UK. So we have a section in America, we have a section in Canada, we have sections in different parts in the Commonwealth, including Hong Kong as well. So practically, because I got tonight, basically Hong Kong section got an annual dinner as well, and our managing director, Holy is actually in Hong Kong at this moment, attending their annual dinner, and we are here. So it's just like a coincidence, karma, we switch places. So let's get to some housekeeping rules. Okay, tonight's event we're recording, just let you know. Okay, and there is no planned fire testing. Okay, so and the panel discussion, and there's share thoughts and questions, so do speak up. Okay, and the panel discussion is actually for you to ask questions. We believe that there are questions, so don't be shy. Okay, just ask. And Q&A remote audience first, and the venue audience. So we will take care of the online question first before, because we have plenty of time to chat. And after this event, we have pizza waiting for us out there, so we have a lot of chat there as well. So just feel free. So pizza and drink and networking afterwards. So just serve yourself. And for today's agenda, introduction, what we're doing, benefits of BCS membership, and then we will talk about understanding the UK IT market. We'll talk about some things that is happening already, like AI, blockchain, and these kind of things, and what is going to happen next, and what is the difference between the Hong Kong perspective of things and the UK perspective of things, and how is BCS or maybe the network of BCS is going to help us in our career advancement. And there are some things like the Royal Charter that maybe you're not familiar about. So we are going to talk about that as well. And of course, we'll have panel discussion. You can ask anything. So today's panelists, we have three persons, myself included. But first of all, Mr. Ben Turner here is the Director of Membership and Registration here in BCS. He's going to talk about the benefit of being a BCS member, and also the Royal Charter and the structure of BCS, what is meant by Charter Institute for IT here in the UK, and how important is the membership to you. And the most important person for tonight, Dr. Kitty Hong. She is now the community support committee member group committee roles officer. So practically she has been here in the UK for over 30 years, has served in multiple IT capacity, including the Metropolitan Police. And right now she is the principal consultant at Atkins, specializing in aero technologies, military defense, these kind of things. So anything about career development here in the UK, she is the person to ask. And myself, I'm currently working as a communication officer, previously as a corporate consultant in Hong Kong. So without further ado, let's put our hands together for our membership director, Mr. Ben Turner.
Thank you very much, Peter. And first of all, welcome. Thank you for coming along. And to Peter's point, we've got lots of people here from Hong Kong and those who are not. some of this may be things you already know, but hey, let's keep going around that. That's a really great discussion coming. So thank you very much. As Peter said, my name's Ben. I'm Membership and Registrations Director at BCS. So my job is to ensure our 75,000 members, many based in the UK, but many also overseas, have a fantastic experience with us. And we'll go through a little bit around the benefits. Peter asked me to talk a little bit about our Royal Charter. And at first I thought, why on earth would anyone want to know about the Royal Charter? How dull is that? Sorry, Peter. But Peter said, gave me some context to it. And it's actually really important because, first of all, what we do now is so relevant to where we've come from. But also it was around context and why these things are happening. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that. And my apologies up front is that I am from London. And I'm going to talk a little bit about London as the centre of this. And I know for those who are outside London, it's not the centre of the world, but for us in London, it kind of is. So we've got here the Royal Charter and a brief history that goes back to Magna Carta. But for those of you, especially who haven't been to London very often or haven't been, know it very well, if you walk around literally this building and around this area, you'll see different halls and buildings. So, for example, just up the road is the Plaisterers Hall, and there's also a Glazier's Hall. So what's all that about? Well, first of all, we've got the City of London Corporation, and what happened back in 14th, 12th century, all these many hundred years ago, was different trades got together and formed boards and communities. And this really aided things like progression of learning and trade deals and actually going overseas and international trade as well. So these buildings that are still here today have massive, massive history. In fact, I was actually at a livery company, which is where some of these come from, and they were telling us about how in 1588, their livery company actually helped fund our war against the Spanish Armada in 1588. So what had happened was the government didn't have any money, so it went to the livery companies and borrowed some. And the livery companies helped to do that. So why am I saying this? Why is this important? Well, actually back then, what was happening was groups of individuals under a certain profession were coming together to network and communicate and share best practice and learn stuff. So what are we doing here tonight is not dissimilar 300, 400 years later. So what happened in 1982 was the BCS had been created in 1954 around computing. But what we wanted to do is get it acknowledgement for our Royal Charter. We wanted to be a business or an organisation, probably is a better explanation, that represented on behalf of Her Majesty's government at the time, all that was good around being a chartered body and being what we like to think as the custodians of a chartership. We don't own the chartership, it's not ours, it's not BCS's, we're the custodians of it. So you may have also heard that our line that we associate that is making IT good for society. So our job within the UK under the custodianship of our Royal Charter is to make IT good for society. So it's really important to us. It's important to us because in 1984, we voted to say that did we want to hold this chartership, and the membership, as you can see, in terms of those numbers, said that they did want to hold this chartership, and it was granted to us in 1984. So this year we celebrate our 40th anniversary of holding a Royal Charter. And we're really excited about lots of plans that I can't share right now, but some of the things that we'll be doing over the course of the next 4 or 5 months to celebrate that Royal Charter, but also how we want to continue it as custodians of that Royal Charter. Is that okay, Peter? Apart from me accusing you of telling me to do something that was dull, but hopefully it was of interest to the team. So, as Peter's put here on this presentation, which I really like, is what do we have in common with Doctor Who? Well, what we have in common with Doctor Who is that we've been around the same length of time as Doctor Who. Have we got any Doctor Who fans in there?
Or you Star Trek.
Star Wars myself as well. So we've been around the same sort of time as Doctor Who. We both want to portray, and hopefully do portray, a futuristic image. We embrace the new technology. Of course we do. The British Computer Society, we have 75,000 members who every day get up talking about tech and IT, digital. So absolutely endorse a futuristic idea, what challenges but opportunities technology has for us. But also we have to morph as society. We have to change. So we're continuing to transform because we want to keep up to date with the people who are working. We want to make sure that we're as dynamic as the people that we serve as well. So hopefully that's a good. So, why be a member of the British Computer Society? So rather than me talking to you for the whole of my session, I just want to have a quick, please just shout out. Why did you attend today? Pick on anyone randomly. Why did you want to come and join us this evening? It's a Friday night in London. You're here with us, which I'm eternally grateful for. What was it that you were looking for? Has anyone got a suggestion? Go on, please.
To hear about transitioning into an IT career, like the potential work opportunities within IT in the UK.
Potential work opportunities in the IT industry in the UK. Anyone agree with that? Anyone got a different reason for going here?
I'm dabbling with AI project and thinking about turning into a startup. So looking for like-minded people.
Looking for like-minded people. Pretty good start, isn't it? Anyone got anything different, please?
Like a trip into the metaverse.
Like a trip into the metaverse. I don't know whether we can promise that, can we?
We don't have the equipment for the
Go on, sir.
I want to find the tricky before the machine learning and the data of input and output server side.
Learning new skills and understanding new challenges and things along those lines, because I'm not a techie. I'm going to be very bad at that as well. Don't ask me any questions about how to turn laptops on. So what we're looking for, what I'm hearing there, is there's a bit of a theme. I want to learn some new stuff. I want to meet some new people. I want to see what careers look like in the UK IT industry. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Excellent. And Peter was right. When we go back to the Royal Charter and where it came from in Magna Carta in 12th century, the same reasons why people were going to get together then, the same reasons we're going to get together now. So again, my thanks to you for being part of this. So what is it? What is it that BCS does, and how have we had to change and ensure that we can offer people who work in tech the right opportunities? Well, first of all, about industry recognition. We want to recognise those people who want to be IT professionals. We use the word professional quite a lot. So what does that mean? Well, to us, that means ethical, accountable, competent, and inclusive. So we can all say that we're professional. There's nothing like wearing the badge. Most nominals, if you know, your FBCS or your MBCS, is recognition that it means more to you than others. That doesn't mean that if you don't have it, it doesn't mean anything to you and you're automatically unethical. No one's saying that. But being part of our membership is about recognising the commitment you've made towards the profession. And we want to stand alongside people who work in IT. The first thing is recognition. The second thing is career progression. How can we learn more? How can we do meaningful CPD, continuous professional development? How can we create environments to share best practice, to understand what other organisations and individuals are doing within their organisations, to understand what this community here, this Hong Kong immigrants, if I can read that community, what challenges you share, and how you can use each other to progress. So it's about career progression. And that's more than just, I've got some letters after my name, give me a promotion. But it's certainly a good start. It means something to me. This is why I want to do this. I've done my CPD, I've done my learning, I've got connection. I can progress our IT projects as we see them. So absolutely career progression is one of those. I think the third one is pretty obvious. At some point, over pizza, we will be connecting, yeah? And that's our opportunity to really have those conversations and really understand and really find those lifelongs, and if I can use it, it's a bit cheesy, but it's friendships, yeah? It's about people who have got shared experience that go through the same thing. I always look at this as well, because I'm part of a membership trade association. So there's some things I don't want to share with my team. I don't know how to do this. I'm a pretty crap manager. Some things I don't want to share with my boss. I don't really know how to do this. I'm not very good at my job. But there's things that I can go to other membership associations and say, well, actually, I've got a real challenge with this thing. And I can talk to someone who's in the same position as me about the challenges that they may have had as well. And this is what connections can do. This is the opportunity I think that we have as a community to share with them. I think connections is really, really important. And the final one, and I've put it at the bottom, I maybe should have put it at the top, is that we are here to make IT good for society. We do want to be accountable for our actions. And I don't need to talk to you guys about ethics and things along those lines, but we should be phrasing it. We should be saying that there are people out there who aren't perhaps behaving the way that they should. Perhaps we want to show that it's better to be ethical than not ethical. It should be that we do want to be more accountable than our colleagues that don't really care as much as we do, and that we are making a visible signal to be inclusive. We have a set of qualifications. We have our chartered registrations. You can become a CITP, a chartered IT professional, which is an absolute show of technical expertise. We're doing a whole revamp of this at the moment, and it's about technical expertise. We're answering the question, can this person do this job? And with that recognition, can I achieve promotion? Can I go and get a higher paid job? Can I go and get a different role in a different organisation? And it's that area that's really, really important to us, but not losing track of the fact that we want it to be ethical, accountable, and inclusive. And that, for us, is about making IT good for society. So, my apologies if that sounded a touch preachy, but every day I get out of bed because I want to make sure that we've got a fantastic membership that the rest of the UK and around the world looks at and says, these guys really know what they're doing. That's why we're interested in their qualifications. That's why we're interested in taking this chartered qualification. That's why we want to be in a part of a community of like-minded individuals. So I'm really passionate about that. And that's my opening address, if that's okay. So thank you very much for listening.
Thank you, Ben, for a very nice introductions of BCS. I hope that this can help any one of you to have a understanding about the organizations and how you're going to progress, or what is the accreditation professional certification will be important for your career advancement. Before I hand over to Kitty, I just want to greet everybody who is online with us. If you have any questions during this event, welcome to type in on the chat box, and then we have staff here to help to organize the questions, and then we'll gather it around for the Q&A session as well. So everyone during the Q&A session, or there are a lot more than the event started. If you have any question, just don't be afraid, and then we can have a lot of chatting or discussion during the Q&A session. Don't be shy, just speak up. So let's head on to the next session. We are going to talk about a little bit about the UK IT market and what the career landscape is like in this country, and how is it different with Hong Kong, and what is the current technology development, and what kind of technology should we have our eyes on. Let's put our hands together for Dr. Kitty Hong.
Everyone. Long story short, I'm not going to tell you things happened in the last 3,000 years. So we know what happened in the last 3,000 years is the evolution of Homo sapiens from monkey chimpanzee to human civilization. In the last 30 years, since the early 90s, we've been traveling and embarking the digital transformation journey. So the digital transformation is all about the conversion from paper-based documents to electronic records, and also to upgrade analog technology to digital technology. For example, now your smart meter is digital, and also the electric car is digital. So, but now we have to move on. We are not in that area in the last 30 years. We are here now. We are now in the AI, generative AI and robotic revolution. That's what we're here now. So you might say, okay, so what should we do? We are living in the new world. We cannot afford to have the old mindset. So there will be some changes. Firstly, I'd like to share with you 4 key changes. The first is the process changes. With the automation, whether it's AI or non-AI, the automation will streamline business processes, will automate business processes, will make the business processes more efficient and more effective. So that's how there will be job losses that some people may be worried about. Yes, there will be job losses, but there will be also emerging job opportunities from the new technologies. So, for example, all jobs like we are talking about the generative AI will replace like musicians or artists or even developers, software developers and copywriters, even accountants and lawyers. However, we still need the human intelligence and we still need our strategic mind and soft skill to help the world moving, to innovate. So there will be new emerging opportunities, new professionals. You heard about the job called CAIO. No? Chief AI Officer. So Chief AI Officer is a very sought after role now. This person will be sit on the C-suite executive board. And the pay package is very attractive because organizations, they realize that it's just so important to put AI in the integral part of the organization. And this job, this CAIO, will be reporting directly to the chief executive officer or chairman of the organization. Another new emerging role will be the human oversight of prompt engineering. So you use the AI tool, you use the ChatGPT or other DALL-E or other Gen AI tool, but you need to be skillful. You need to have the good input to get the optimal output from the AI. Basically, prompt engineering is the way how you train the data, AI model. The better you put in your prompt, the better you get your output. So that is another emerging role. It's called prompt engineering. And then another, I have been a career business analyst for 27 years. So in my role as a business analyst, I need to move on to become a strategic business analyst or even like business consultant, business advisor. I cannot stay in the project scope. I have to come out of the project to look at whether the IT investment is aligned to the organizational profitability, performance, competitiveness. So I need to use my, if you like, thought leadership, innovative thinking, critical thinking to move myself, to upskill myself to perform the role, because all my old roles are automated. So in the last 30 years, I'll be capturing requirements and turn the requirements into agile user stories and then translate the user stories to acceptance criteria and then produce some software modeling. So I can go to speak to the architect, the solution team, and the implementation team. But now you look at, oh, the AI can actually understand the large language model, human language. So users can just input the natural language to the AI, and the AI will just generate the code and execute to the application. So a big chunk of my work in the middle, playing the role as in between now, to bridge the communication gap between the user community and the development community, is actually automated now. So it has an impact of my role. So I have to think about the way to upskill myself in order to stay relevant, in order to be around in the next 5 years. Okay. So I have gone through new skill needed, role change. It's not about me as an employee. organization in the business owner or industry leader or senior executive, they need to look at their forward workforce planning. So now organizations have AI and generative AI, automation, robotic. But now what am I going to do with my staff? Am I going to give them all P45? So in this country, P45 means I'm going to lay them off. No, I want to keep them. I want to keep my human employees so that I can grow, I can improve my efficiency, profitability, and performance. So it's not a one-way thing. The employer, they are responsible, they are accountable for their own people. So employers who need to provide training and development to their employees to upskill themselves to cope with to tackle new problems and to cope with the technology. For example, organizations should provide modern training for modern technology, AI, generative AI, prompt engineering, deep learning, neural network, machine learning, and also AI principle. So if you want your staff to be AI savvy, you can't just say, this is the app, this is the GitHub Copilot, go and do it. Yeah, you're on your own. No. You need to make sure employees understand AI ethics, AI and the AI capability, power and limitation of AI. There are a lot of problems of AI. AI is not a silver bullet. For example, AI has hallucination. So how can I know my employees use the AI effectively? Don't believe everything generated by AI because of the hallucination and also AI bias, cybersecurity, and also transparency, also copyright and plagiarism, and accountability, all these problems. So employers will need to provide the training to ensure that employees understand the principle, the basic principle of AI, the power, the capability, the limitation, so that the employees will use the AI responsibly. And also all these legislation, regulation, yeah, we need, because it's not mature yet, but when it comes to governance and legislation, regulation, it is the responsibility of the employer to make sure the employees will use the AI responsibly and effectively. And then it goes without saying, once you understand the basic principle of AI, then you want to really have a good grip about how to use it effectively to continue to contribute to the organization. So these are the new skills to adapt changes, the four key areas. So my objective of walking through with you about the current AI landscape leading to the future of the society in the technology landscape is, I have three objectives. Is to demystifying the AI. Don't be afraid, AI will not replace us, but the person using AI will. So from the employee's viewpoint, as long as we are proficient in AI, we will not be replaced. We'll be able to stay relevant. And also be prepared. You will need to upskill yourself. The way you've been doing your job in the last 20 years will not be effective. So you have to adapt the mindset in the AI era. And also you just cannot maintain the old mindset. And make use of our brain, our human intelligence, our critical thinking, soft skill, leadership skill, thought leadership skill. So we need to solve the problems AI can't, but our unique human skills can. There are so many problems in the world we need to be solved. AI is not a silver bullet. So we need to use our human skill to solve the problems. This is the diagram, the transition from a doer to a thinker, and these are the steps. First of all, the objective of getting a good grip of the AI tool is to boost your productivity. So something that you used to spend 3 days like coding, now it takes half an hour. So it boosts your productivity. That saves a lot of time. And then instead of avoiding it, or instead of like not learning it, we need to embrace the power of AI. There's a saying, you can't beat them, join them. So join it, embrace the power of AI. And I covered that earlier. It's just so important before you even get your hand on the keyboard to try to play around with the ChatGPT. Learn about the AI literacy, the AI principle, anything about the AI. There's so many things you need to understand about the cybersecurity and the limitation, the bias, the copyrights, the hallucination, the transparency. There's so, if you want to know the details, I have some materials that I can share with you. Yeah. And then master the prompt engineering technique. It is, I can't say no more. It's just such so crucial skill that it doesn't matter whether you're a programmer, you're an architect, or you're a tester, or you're a business analyst, or you're a scrum master, you're project manager. Prompt engineering skill will be your assistant. It will be your co-pilot. It will be your favorite glamorous assistant. It's just so important. And then how to transition ourselves from a doer to a thinker. Because as Elon Musk will say, in the next 5 years' time, 90% of the jobs in the world will be done by AI. And people will just stay at home and getting universal income. And they only need to work if they just want to work, not they need to work. I do not 100% agree with him, because if 90% of the job is done by AI, then the 90% of these people, they move on. They upskill themselves. They look at areas that IT cannot solve. They use the human skill, because we have the quality, we possess the quality that AI doesn't have. AI is based on algorithm. Algorithm is based on data set. If the knowledge is not written down, if it's not in the data set, the algorithm cannot make it up. But we human, we can think out of the box. We have curiosity. We say, oh, we are brave enough to travel to uncharted territory. We can think something out of nothing. That's how the like artists, musician artists, they think about abstract thinking. Think about something out of nothing. So make use of it. So we can do something that better than AI. Is use our curiosity, our empathy, our soft skill, our leadership thinking, our critical thinking, to continue to innovate, to help solve problems, the global problems in the world. I'm sure all of you will agree with me. The world is not going to run out of problems. So it's my lifetime ambition. I want to see in the future, people can use the technology. I want to see a wheelchair user walk again. And I want to see my grandmom doesn't have dementia or Alzheimer. I want to see cancer will be as treatable as like a flu in the future. So we have so much to offer to the society. So I'm going to pass it to Peter to share with you about the future technology landscape. Thank you very much.
Very, very insightful demonstrations of the landscape of IT in this country. So I'm here to talk a little bit about the future. What are we looking forward? And some of them are quite conceptual, but they're very important. We have to look ahead instead of just staying on what we currently are. But before that, just have a show of hands regarding AI as well. How many of you have used ChatGPT? I just want you to exercise your arm, basically. So how many of you using ChatGPT on a regular basis? Be honest. Okay. Okay. How many of you are using ChatGPT 4.0?
Yes.
Sometimes.
Okay. Yes. Okay, so you can see the distribution here. So very surprisingly, okay, because we are all in this industry, so we have a relatively high adaptation to AI. But I just listened to news. I actually listen to news every day, like Bloomberg, Reuters, and different news sources. And like BBC actually have a news clip today, this morning. I heard about it. Said less than 30% of the UK population actually use ChatGPT or actually know about ChatGPT. Talk about the IT literacy here in this country. Not a lot of people actually learn about AI or actually care about AI, because not a lot of people are actually in this industry or basically need to use AI in their everyday life. It is very different, from that in Asia countries, say in China or in Hong Kong. If you don't know ChatGPT, basically you're out of a job. You dare not to learn it, because you will be replaced by it. Even though you can't use it, you have to use you have to use VPN, get over the firewall to use it. You still use it, okay? This is the different. What I want to say is the demographic or the perspective of how we look at technology is different between the United States and Europe and that of Asia. In United States or America, Silicon Valley, usually we talk about innovation, invention, patents, okay, those kind of things. So you see ChatGPT is coming from OpenAI, incubated in a very, competitive area in Silicon Valley. We're talking about innovation, how be the tip of the spear. In Asia, in Hong Kong, in China, maybe India, there are huge population, good sandbox environment for testing out the technology. So usually maybe they're adapting the invention from the United States and put it into practice. So basically you will see a lot of application platforms, e-commerce are very vibrant. They're talking about application, how to put technology into work. And there's so many people to use it. So basically everything is about working it out, how to make it work in the general population. There is a saying in China, if you know about Chinese culture well enough, there's a saying, 讓子彈飛, let the bullet fly, the literal translation. So basically, what does it mean? Testing in production. You have to put it out, because there is no effective testing environment for such a huge population. Different provinces got different cultures. How can I put a test plan out of it? Just test it out. So basically, Alipay and WeChat and all those kind of things. It can be popular. It can become popular in China. It can be popular in Hong Kong. But it cannot be popular here because in Europe and UK, we talk about what? Ethics and compliance. So mostly when we are talking about new technology coming out, you will see that we talk about the law first. We talk about GDPR, privacy, compliance, how to protect us, those kind of things. So when we're talking about technology, we're talking it from different angles and perspective, and we're looking into it. We don't need technology in this country. I mean, we don't need technology to rapidly put into practice. We talk about the potential danger, all the risks that we're exposed to, the threats. How can we mitigate it before? So you can see GDPR is coming from EU, and the AI Summit is actually held in Milton Keynes, in this country. Everybody from all over the world and different, governments and country leaders, industry leaders are flying over to Milton Keynes to attend it. This is not held in Silicon Valley. It is not held in Beijing, but it is held here in this country. Why? No, because we are talking about ethics. And this is what BCS is about as well. Being professional, we're talking about compliance, we talk about protection. So we are laying down the guidelines on how this technology should be put forward. So apart from AI, we are talking about different types of future landscape or technology that we should be having an idea about as well. So quantum computing, biotech, green IT, and aerospace, those are very advanced stuffs, but don't let this scare you. About quantum computing first. How many of you actually knows the principle of quantum computer? Wow, please, okay, please say a few words. What is quantum computer? How does it work?
Use the quantum to do the computation. Yeah, because the quantum can do the computation between 0 and 1 together at the same time. Yeah.
Sir, please say a little bit about quantum physics or quantum
Oh,
computing as
not a
well.
lot. It's about the spin of particles and Einstein's theory about if the two particles are together, take them to each end of the universe, alter one and the other one alters accordingly, all that sort of stuff.
Entanglement, this is okay. Good. So as a majority of you don't know what is called quantum computer, I'll be 3 minutes, to explain to you why it is important. What we're using classical computer, we are talking about basic 1 and 0, right? Binary. We all know about that. 1 and 0 is like a coin having two faces, heads and tails, 1 and 0. So it is 2D. The coin is 2D. The principal element of a quantum computer is not 2D, it is 3D. It is like a particle. A particle is 3D, right? It's just like a nucleus and with different electrons. Electron is not some kind of balls, circulating around the nucleus, but actually it is like a cloud. You don't know where the electron is at a particular time. So basically the elements of a quantum computer is 3D, not 2D. This is one point. The other point is it is a probability. You don't know where the electron is at a particular time. So you can only have a probability of it. Think about it as a maze. If it is a classical computer, we are in a maze, running off a maze. If we see a fork road, left and right, what we do is to try out the left first, and then another fork, try the left, another fork, we try the left. And then if it is not working, we come back to the fork road and then try the right, right? So it is like a classical computer is working like a trial and error thing, but every point of time, it can only be in one place. But in quantum computing, because it is probability, it can split up. When we have a fork road, we split up, and then another fork road, we split up. So basically, we only need to try once. That is why quantum computer can work so fast over classical computer. Another analogy is like we're in the maze, it is 2D, but quantum computer is 3D. So basically, it is like in the helicopter, looking down at the whole maze, and then we solve it from above. Like an aerial view of the entire maze. We solve it in one go. That is why quantum computer can be so fast. Okay, so this is why, like cryptography, RSA, blockchain, we're using classical computer to protect our data. Having the encryption, and then there is blockchain, and then we rely on the fact that the classical computer cannot solve that cryptography, so it cannot be hacked. What about using quantum computer? Can it override the entire RSA cryptography?
Possibly.
Possibly. So take a look at Bitcoin. Who has Bitcoin here? Who has Bitcoin? Don't lie. Don't lie. Come on. Impossible. No, I don't believe you guys. So when we're talking about Bitcoin, everybody is talking about how fluctuate the price can be or whatsoever. In a technology perspective, what I worry is the development of quantum computer can actually destroy the entire blockchain technology when at the point the so-called qubit, number of qubit in one quantum computer exceeds the requirement to break RSA cryptography. So this is also something that I always raise, and people are actually starting to store the information, confidential information from other government or other enemy company, competitors, or all these kind of things until at that point of time, quantum computer can be matured enough so I can decrypt your thing. Whatever, however, private key or whatsoever technology that you're using, it is still classical computer. I'm using quantum to defeat you. And that is why, yes, please.
Sorry to interrupt you. Okay, quantum computing is very powerful, but since you work with statistics, can also increase the amount of errors.
Right.
They need to be solved.
Exactly. This is the current status of quantum computer. It is still having a lot of errors. We still need a lot of time in error correction. and whenever we are increasing a qubit, we have to have a more advanced cooling system because it works in near absolute zero temperature. So the infrastructure has to be huge. And as you said, error correction is very important as well. We are not even starting it yet. Right now, the current situation is IBM is having the fastest quantum computer in the world. The latest information should be 1,121 qubits. And in China, the fastest quantum computer is in Baidu, like 20 qubits, something like that. It is not in the same level, but the thing is, it's all on the cooling system, how to maintain so many qubits working together, colliding together without interference, having an absolute zero temperature environment, something like that. But the thing is, right now, we don't need to be afraid yet. But this is something in the future. I think it is more important than anything that we have encountered, even more important than AI. China is actually borrowing, or United States Biden is actually borrowing investment to Chinese quantum computing company, chip manufacturing company, and AI. So AI, chip manufacturing, and quantum computing are the three major things that Biden is afraid of, that China can, take away the technology or something like that. So they are having sanction over the investment in foreign company regarding this technology. So you can see how important the government is viewing this kind of thing is. So next up is green IT. I have to get it faster, So green IT, when we are covering different areas, like in Hong Kong, I used to train companies or corporate listed companies about property technology. A lot of real estate developers are my clients. So what we're talking about is material science, how to carbon capture, these kind of things, and about how to have solar panels, more effective environment, automation in the office to regulate the temperature and these kind of things. So this is very important aspect as well, because green IT, environmental protection, climate change is the topmost agenda, actually being frequently discussed in the UK and in EU, because this is ethical high ground, something related to humanity, development, ethics, these kind of things. So green IT become a very important topic here in this area. Maybe it is not as important in Asia, but here in Europe, it is a topmost priority. When we talk about somebody in the EU or anybody, they do think climate change is very important. So green IT is something that we can consider working to get ourselves involved in, like what I said, material science and solar panel and other alternative energy source, something like that. So maybe visualization, cloud, and even ChatGPT 4.0 is actually self-proclaimed using less energy than before. So basically, people are actually finding a lot of ways to save energy. When we want to have a sustainable development of technology, we need to consider the energy consumption as well. We can't keep on using, like Bitcoin is proof of work, and then they keep on mining, and then they keep on exponentially having how can you make it a currency or everyday use if you use so much energy? It's not sustainable. Right? Same as AI, if you keep generating graphics, videos, and all these kind of things, RAM is a concern, and storage is a concern, electricity is a concern. So these kind of things need to rebalance. So green IT can become a very important topic as well. Aerospace, when we're talking about SpaceX or these kind of things, when we are talking about space exploration, this is something that Europe and the United States always have, collaborating on. So when we are talking about the future of humanity, about the threat of AI, is there a Terminator going to kill us or whatsoever? Humans are actually finding some alternative way to live. If our job is going to be replaced by AI or robots or whatsoever, what are we going to do? We look to the space. We look to a bigger playground for us to explore. So aerospace becomes a very, very important or a point of interest in many of the big corporates. Like in the photos at the bottom, this is actually a house on Mars. They're having a 3D printed house on Mars, and it is actually NASA held a design competition, and different companies are actually designing the Mars house. If we are going to relocate somebody to Mars, how are they going to survive? They can have a self-sustained home there with enough sunlight, with farms inside, with circulating air and whatsoever. And the 3D printing technology is actually making use of the soil of Mars as the basic elements of the house. So they can 3D print it en masse. So it is actually workable already. And very importantly, they have to withstand the storm that may happen en masse. So you can't blow it and then it collapses. It is not working. So this one is strong enough to withstand the storm en masse as well. So these are something that is already happening here. And maybe some of the time with the help of AI, maybe we can get ourselves more involved, and this is no longer like a rocket science to us, because we have more powerful tool to assist us to get ourselves involved in this kind of thing. Biotechnology, of course, neurotechnology, Neuralink, when human is going to interface with the computer directly. There are a lot of sci-fi movies and TV series that I am very much like to watch. They're all about these kind of things, how to transfer human consciousness with how to share our minds and make use of the power of AI and then compute ourselves in our own head, how to do that. And also biotechnology is very broad as well. You can get yourself involved in medicine line with the help of AI. There are different particles and molecules that can be formed and then cure AIDS, cure cancer, these kind of things. And there are prosthetic limbs as well. There are a lot of 3D printing, prosthetic limbs that is absolutely fitting. So a lot of disabled person is actually being benefited by these technology advancements. And nobody, a lot of so-called disability can be solved by technology and with the help of AI, and also kind of this, there are some exoskeleton designs or whatsoever that can empower the physical body as well. These are all areas of biotechnology. And do you think these kind of technology is going to be a common job in Asia, in Hong Kong? Anybody hire quantum computer scientists in Hong Kong? No, not more software, just server architect, operators, that Java programmer, C programmer, Python programmers. I just hire those. In Hong Kong, I used to have a company and then I hire those guys. So yeah, now it's all AI. I don't even need to bother hire designers as well. They're all AI now. But here, there are a lot more to explore, to discover. They are all very advanced, looking forward. So with AI being developing so quickly, we can hardly keep up. Take a look at the Apple chips. This computer over there, I brought it half a year ago. It was M2, and now iPad Pro M4. Can't even keep up. So with these, we can only keep ourselves updated with AI, use it at a regular basis, upskill ourselves, and then our goal shouldn't be placed in the current status anymore. We have to look further ahead, so as to plan ahead. We can't afford ourselves to be so ignorant about quantum computer and those kind of things. These are not fancy novel to us anymore. These kind of terms, we need to understand them. So lastly, about the certification. UCS got certifications, and if academically you would like to upgrade yourself, UCS certification is a very good choice. Why do I say that? Because it is based on the skeleton of Sophia. Sophia is basically something qualification framework, in Hong Kong. But in Hong Kong, when we talk about this, it's just talking. We can never build it up. But here we have a qualification framework. So whenever the certification here, like for example, AI, business analyst, and whatsoever, they're all based on this very sophisticated skeleton here. Level 1 to 8 skills, maybe soft skills like risk management, audit, payment-based design, administration. These are all very small, and they all have a skill of one. And a different certification is going to guarantee you to attain to a certain level in the Sophia framework. They're all corresponding to this. Yes.
So is it Sophia globally recognized qualification framework?
Yes, Sophia is very important because it is actually very common in all the Commonwealth area. It is actually spearheaded by BCS with other computer institutes in different parts of Europe. And I have attended the seminars of Sophia directly, and they said, surprisingly, it is more popular in Australia than in the UK. Australia is heavily adopting Sophia as the way of assessment in career. So basically, every country, well, a lot of countries who are associated with the United Kingdom before. Inside the Commonwealth, basically they are getting influenced by this kind of professional development or professional framework, professional standards. Many of those are coming from this country. So the certification is based on this framework, and because this is recognized in around the Commonwealth, more than 200 countries. So basically you have one certificate, it's not just us here, everybody in around the world will know what this certificate stands for. And of course, there's a Sophia Plus. If you don't know what is your current level of skill set, maybe I'm coming from Hong Kong, okay? I have a certain experience in project management. How can I match my own level of expertise to Sophia? There's a tool called Sophia Plus that you can test yourself. So you know where you are standing in. And if I want to be a level up, or maybe I want a promotion in my job, so I need to raise my level from 4 to 5. What kind of certificates should I be studying for? So this is how it works. So in a way, if you want to have a more advanced education, you can look to a professional institute apart from just university. Just like university degree, but this certification actually corresponds to university degree as well. So that's what I want to say for now. So we are heading towards the panel discussion session, maybe.
Yeah. So we, Fidelia, do we have any online questions? Actually, there's one comment rather than question. Yeah. It's Desmond from Canada. He was saying as AI is being built into search engines, people may not realize that they are using AI, also using Netflix, Twitter, and other social media. Most people have AI in their daily lives. So it's not exactly a question, it's a comment. Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, I was talking to someone on WhatsApp about a trip to booking the hotel, and that hotel in Spain. And then about 2 minutes later, that hotel appear on my Facebook page. It's like you cannot do it by you. It is AI algorithm. Facebook owns both. So the conversation I have and privately, 2 minutes later, I got that hotel in front of me on my Facebook profile. Yeah, that's quite scary. We just have to live with it. But one thing I would like to further elaborate what Peter just said is the reason why we want to walk through with you the current landscape and the transition from the current landscape to the future landscape is we as a BCS, we are prepared for it. We are constantly updating our curriculum. We look at the demand from the world in the tech sector. We're looking at what occupations, what skills are on demand, what skills are actually redundant, obsolete. So we constantly refresh our syllabus and our certification so that we can keep up with the new world. So that is the whole idea that we want to share with you. If you need any support, say you want to embark in the quantum computing profession, you want to have some advice or some help, assistance about how to enter this occupation, what you need to learn, what kind of qualification, certification you need in order to get a job in the quantum sector. We're here to help you. We have the Quantum Initiative in BCS led by my friend Kate Marshall. She's the IBM Quantum Computing Ambassador. And last year, she led 4 series of seminars in BCS to look at basic principle of quantum, challenges of quantum, career qualification in quantum, and also the quantum development, all this. So we are here I'll just use an example. We're here to help you, to support you. Yeah.
So following on what you just said, I think basically the answer an online participants questions.
Yeah.
Martin. Hello. I'd like to ask if there are any certificates recommended in order to get a job in IT industry in the UK.
Oh, okay. Maybe this Sophia Plus. So you can see the, I mean, Lisa, I will pass this ball to you.
Okay.
Yeah, because you are expert in Sophia Plus.
Not really an expert or so. Basically, Sophia, you have to understand what kind of job you want to look for, in IT, because it's very broad. It's not just about maybe AI experts, or maybe a techie, or maybe some kind of management or analysis position. So different kind of position is like a vertical column, persona that you need to understand more about yourself, and then matching with Sophia, you have different soft skills as a horizontal layer. So basically they will have 1 to 8 level in different kind of skill sets. So if you want to be a business analyst, say for example, you have to look at the business analyst certification streams in BCS website that correspond to Sophia. Like there is a column called business analyst or analytical skill sets that you may want to upskill yourself. So in a way that you have to choose your preference first before choosing the certification. This is very important. I just studied this and studied that, and then I don't know where the employer cannot position you in this accurate capacity or something that you really want to work yourself. It has to be correspond to your interests.
How to measure skills to Sophia? Certificate proof? Certification proof.
Assessment. Yeah,
Yes.
assessment, yeah.
Yes. When you pass the exam, you will attend. You will obtain that certificate, and that certificate actually corresponds. It states specifically it corresponds to which level of Sophia. Like for example, the membership structure is also correspond to Sophia as well. CITP. There's a charter IT professional grade in our membership system. This should be, Ben should be explaining this as well. CITP is actually corresponding to Sophia level 5. This is an example, right? So when you obtain a certain points of membership or certification, it all goes back to this. It refers to what kind of what level of skills that this certification is actually symbolic. And then when you're looking for a job, I said, I have this certificate. BCS is recognizing me as this level of professional. So somebody is going to underwrite you.
So if I can come in there as well, and it's my team that are updating the next version of Sophia, so which is fantastic. And 2 parts to that. First of all, it does update, yeah, that's important. Sophia 20, 30 years ago, not the same as it will be next. That doesn't mean we do a root and branch and everything we're throwing out. It's a constant evolution. What I'd add to that is that Sophia helps us with that guidance. And we're actually introducing something called role pathways coming soon, which will allow members to actually do some benchmark testing as well as just looking through some criteria. But what I'd also say is that the way that we can interact, way we can connect, way we can sort of associate with the community is also through the eyes of Sophia. So for example, as Peter said, if you are passionate about business analytics or AI or quantum, there are groups, specialist interest groups that are involved with that. So absolutely certification and great route, but it's just as easier to go and find that quantum group, go and find that project management group and actually network with those people as well. So I'm always part of my membership job, and we all want to become members and be part of this community, is there are different groups to go and interact with. But plus also wanted to proud Roy and Andrew are working very hard on making sure the next version of Sophia is going to be ready for everyone as well.
So you basically have already answered this question, how to get the certificate. So you kind of like elaborate a little bit already. The next question, does BCS engage with other professional bodies, such as the space industry, to understand how IT can add value to their business and potential IT roles available?
For me, I can only answer candidly and honestly. Probably not as much as we should. That's the opening part. However, as we go into, again, I'll talk about the specialist groups. What you'll find is people within those groups will have multiple memberships. So we'll see some areas like architecture or telco or whatever it might do, yeah, whereby you'll have individuals who will be members of both those things. So it's not like we're hand in glove with the aerospace industry for these things. Absolutely, partnerships is our ongoing strategy, but there are connections. What we also seen very recently, especially under the AI umbrella, and Peter mentioned it as well about the summit in Milton Keynes or Bletchley, wherever it was. And what we're looking to do is we've brought BCS, which we're really proud of, has brought industry leaders from other chartered bodies together. So other chartered bodies from things like HR, people like accountants and things along those lines. And we've said that we'll lead with the AI discussion on behalf of many professions. So that is, of course, a plug for our leadership around that. But those other professions within the UK and these chartered bodies were looking to us for some leadership around that area. So we are doing a much better job in connecting with these other industries as well.
And also, I'm going to be a speaker in the forthcoming Business Analysis Conference Europe in September this year. And this event is co-hosted by BCS and IIBA. IIBA is called International Institution of Business Analysis. So BCS and IIBA frequently co-host together because in BCS, we have a big presence of business analysis. We have the BCS International Diploma in Business Analysis and Advanced International Diploma in Business Analysis. So BCS collaborated with IIBA because we just want to compare notes to improve these professions. Yeah. So we do, but as Ben said, it's not hand and glove. We want to maintain our independence and So now it's your opportunity to ask us anything. Question from the floor. Yes, please.
Thank you. So thank you very much. So I can see you're doing a lot of work with different bodies and chartered bodies as well. But do you have a database of employers that you work directly with? So for your members, is the kind of pathway to getting those jobs? So do you have like a close link with employers, employee engagement?
I can answer you this question because I attended the CTO network event.
You spoke for us.
Yeah, so BCS organized a CTO network event every quarter, so 4 times a year. I was very privileged. I was invited to be the panelist in the February session, and then I was invited again to be the audience in the May session just 2 weeks ago, and to give advice and support to the industry leader and CEO. So BCS does have a little black book with the industry leaders from government sector, fintech industry, insurance, and healthcare. And so the answer to you, a short answer to you, yes, because we need to engage with the industry leaders to advise them. This is a very simple example. What BCS should advise the industry leader about AI? They want to know because the business owner, they want to see, okay, how do I use the AI or how do I not use the AI to the employees? Yeah, so the answer is yes.
I'd also just add to that is we've got 75,000 members, yeah. So out of those, they are typically in employment, majority. So it's almost like we have a black book of, to your words, of employers, but there's also 75,000 people who are in employment. And I think what is important for me, perhaps, and hopefully for our members and people who are looking to join or connect for those reasons, is actually we're talking about a shared language. Kind of as we go and talk to employers and talk about, well, okay, well, why do we want to be in IT and what is our vision? Actually, this shared language, whether it's from a Sophia competence point of view or just a inclusivity, ethical, accountable and competent point of view, it gets edged shit, and there's enough employers out there that recognise. There's loads. It's recognised. CITB, BCS is a good.
Yeah, thank you.
Lisa, do you have anything to add yet?
You guys have a very
Okay, yeah.
comprehensive answer already.
Hi, you mentioned about earlier the literacy in UK on AI is like 30%. What trends are you seeing in like the other business world like that uses AI? How much percentage are you seeing, and how receptive are they using AI on a day-to-day basis? What trends are you seeing in this front?
You can't say country by country. Basically, you can expect AI is a lot more popular in the United States. Very popular in. They're actually getting popular in different countries for different reasons. This is something that is the bottom line. AI is popular in the United States because they are having the DNA of innovate. They want things to get better. You know, they have to invent. They have to keep on improving. You know, this is something that they would like to explore. And in Asia, you know, there are more developing countries. AI is important, it's popular, because they can't just ignore it. They have to use it for their survival. You know, they have to improve their productivity because the competition is so keen. So look at China, you will see everybody say that, okay, I have to use Baidu or whatsoever. How many people are actually overriding the Great Firewall to use ChatGPT? If a lot of us having friends in Hong Kong, they will have a sentiment, you will still keep contact to them. They all know ChatGPT. They all use Gemini. They all use, supposedly they can't use it, but they are more proficient in ChatGPT than us. Everybody use VPN. Everybody has to get their hands on BI
Technology.
You know, so in a way that it is like a natural order, or this is how things work. AI has to be popular in certain places. And the thing is why this country is not adopting AI. It's not about we are you know that these things how it is going to be developed, but it's not just for everyone. Take a look at in China or in Hong Kong, you buy the taxi, you WhatsApp and Didi and then call a taxi. Everything is tech. You need tech to solve your problem. But do you need Didi here in this country? No, you don't, right? And in the Netherlands, you ride a bike, you don't even drive. So different countries got different culture and different demographics. Why the tech is going to be popular, or for what reason they're going to be popular. I don't think it's lagging behind in AI. It is not about development or the point of how popular it is getting into the public. You just don't need to be so tech savvy at this point. But the person like us who need to know about AI, we know. We will get ourselves updated pretty well as well.
And also, do you remember I said earlier, before you actually get your hands dirty in the AI, you need to step back and understand the AI ethics, AI transparency, the AI accountability, governance, regulation, cybersecurity, and the limitation. I would rather us in the UK, the people understand the principle, the core principle of AI before they try it. And then once they use it, they will use it responsibly, carefully, rather than people just rush to use the AI and they believe it's actually everything generated by the AI, and then they make mistake and then they get scammed, they get like deep fakes, and they not smart enough to handle the technology. So I would rather to be like, okay, step back, what is AI first? And then you have the confidence to use it. I'm not too worried about the like 30, 40%. It is, at the end of the day, you know, the ChatGPT only 18 months old. So I think in the next 18 months, 6 to 12 months, you see something incredible coming. I'm not saying the AGI because I'm not so sure whether it does exist or not, but I look at the historical data, you know, the trend, the pace. You are talking about the GPT 3.5 in November, the large language model was stopped in like September 2021 data. And now you actually have the live data to like April 2024. So you and also the tokens and the speed is like so fast. Like Jensen Huang said, the future of AI is in the next 6 months you improve by 4 times. In the next 6 months, 4 by 4, 16 times. And then 16 times 16. That's how the magnitude of the improvement. So yeah, I better be smarter than AI before it's too late.
Yeah, to get a little bit more insight on that. We are here in this country. I think I truly believe that, not for the SEO PCS, but I truly believe that there has to be somebody in the world to take care of ethics and compliance in technology development. If we are not doing it, who on earth is going to do it? Take a look at what Sam Altman say, and take a look at what Elon Musk say. Are they actually saying anything from the ethics point of view? They're talking about advancement. How am I going to make Terminator or whatsoever? Okay, maybe they're not making Terminator, but I don't care if Terminator is going to evolve by itself. You know, it is like natural, natural development or something like that. Their point of view is just on technology development. There has to be some counterbalance on a healthy development. We are not talking about slowing it down or whatsoever. As long as it is healthy, you can develop quick or slow.
I'd just add to that as well, because we were talking to some members about the similar thing. And the question was, the debate was actually, well, if the industry, half of the industry doesn't look after this thing, then someone else will do it to us.
Yes.
The governments will just go and do that. And that was the one thing that was everyone agreed on, is if we don't get our own house in order, then someone will do it for us. And do we really want that? Then we've got non-experts, and then it's Luddite, and then it's overreaction, then it's media, then it's trend analysis, whatever it is, that's not going to be the answer.
And also, BCS recently launched the certification of AI ethics with 3 key objectives: to make the industry safe. Make the industry. There's 3 key objectives: clean, safe, and healthy. 3 key objectives. That's the whole idea of AI ethics. Because we want to make AI for the good of the world. I mean, at the same time, I know cyber bad actors, they're using AI to improve, to automate their criminal activities. So at the same time, organization will need to really strengthen their cyber resilience, because it is easier for the criminals to penetrate the network using the AI automation and machine learning.
I might struggle with this. Last week, there was a session here on the metaverse, and there was on the screen, we saw this demonstration of a chap who only had a stump here, completely lost below that, and he had some sensors around the stump, and he could, by thought, control a prosthetic arm on the screen, which is his virtual arm, just by thought. This is fantastic. This is science fiction becoming real. And of course, you can see what's going to happen when he actually gets a real arm there. He'll be able to control. It'll be controlled in the same way as the virtual one. And we saw on the screen, by thought, perfect fingers moving, and a real arm, virtual arm on the screen. Fantastic.
So exciting.
I have 2 questions. So the first question, because this is my first time at BCS, and I've just found it a little bit confusing. So we have like certification, and that is based on exam, right? So I'm looking at the website, and also we have the professional registration. So this is different, and then there's membership, and it seems like they're all kind of interlinked. I just wondering if you could like clarify this.
Essentially, it's a great question, by the way. So, about our strategy for next year on how we communicate. So essentially, membership is being a participant you're part of the community. And then what we have is registrations, which is and this is part of our thing, which is about your technical expertise. So you'll be a participant on it, but then you want to prove out your technical expertise. So you may do a professional registration. How can I prove my technical expertise? I do certifications. The idea being is that the membership is the entrance into the room and being part of our community and exchanging best practice. But that registration is about competence. Fellowship is about influence and impact. And our certifications is I guess the route towards it, how we achieve that. And hey, look, best things about these sort of events, everyone wants to learn some stuff. You just find so many people just wanting to engage with. I really want to know how that works. I really like to know people who aren't in BA wanting to know about BA, just because why wouldn't I? Because I want to learn some stuff. It's just so good. So hopefully that's helped you with it. It's about being part of the community and then choosing whether we want to go into technical expertise, influence, and how do we get there via certification.
We go back to our Royal Charter, the Magnum Charter. It's all about community. It's all about support. It's all about helping each other.
You had a second question.
Yeah, second question. So this is kind of addressing more to AI, because AI is, as we know, moving so fast. And I'm looking at the certification on the website. The syllabus is in 2020, and their course has no mention of prompt engineering, and the recommendation is also published in 2021. That is kind of also before ChatGPT and not mentioned the ChatGPT 4, right? So I'm just wondering how do you keep up, and how does the certification keep relevant for this such fast-moving field?
Absolutely.
We are keeping ourselves updated in terms of publications and also the syllabus as well. What you mentioned is right, and just like any other professional bodies, like for example CSER and CISB or these kind of things, they keep updating their examination syllabus as well. And our AI course is keeping up. And I know personally the team that is responsible for that, they're keeping themselves working around the clock in updating the syllabus. So yeah, you're right. When keep yourself stay tuned to the development of this, and if there is any new development on the AI certification, you can know through social media, and actually explore different kinds of channels to communicate with our members.
And we do take a view that by the time we've written the syllabus, it might be outdated.
Yeah.
So therefore, you write the syllabus in such a way that it's a learning syllabus. So it's the onus is the collaboration, learning what's on the syllabus, rather than saying what is the best thing today. Well, we know that's going to be outdated in 3 months. You said 6 to 12, yeah.
There's another challenges. Is currently there's a skill shortage of trainers to train generative AI, large language model, and also the new technology prompt engineering. So when you enroll a course in BCS certification, we have the trainer and we have the training modules and the training content, and because it's so new. I can't claim myself a prompt engineer expert, and it's really difficult to actually hire a qualified trainer who might have to import someone from America. I'm serious. It's, yeah.
I'll just come back quickly. Last week, again, we were sort of told that we need to overcome a lot of hype about AI. And when we do, we'll hear a lot more about the metaverse. I'm sorry for plugging this, but it's moving so fast. And this is the point that I'm making. I am on the science side. I realize this is more business. But...
Okay, this lady, you've got a question.
Hi there. Yeah, I'm just interested. You mentioned the shortage of trainers. So therefore, for me, it would be obvious if you also have a course on how to become an AI trainer. I'd absolutely love that. I don't know if that's just throwing that out there.
That is the same problem faced by organizations. You can name your price if you are qualified CAIO, Chief AI Officer, because they're just, you need to be really good in AI knowledge plus leadership. So yeah, they're like combined into. You got fantastic machine learning engineer, data scientists, but they don't have leadership skill. They're not in the C-suite executive board. So you have these two elements, these two criteria combined together as a CAIO. Yeah, so we are facing the challenges is that the technology moves so quickly, and also the knowledge is preserved by 6 very big companies. I don't think I need to tell you. They all in Silicon Valley. So they're very close guarded about their algorithm. Generative AI, the large language model algorithm, is not open source. It's quite secret. They really got this. They are not going to tell you how they come up with the large language model algorithm, how they come up with all these outputs. So if they got so closely together, just the very previous, how is the rest of the world will be able to learn about this? So this is the problem I leave it to you to resolve because you are director of registration and courses.
It's an interesting, and I think what we've alluded to is that there's a subject matter expertise, and that's what we're here about, the technical expertise. I used to be an MD for a tech training company as well. Yeah, trying to find tech trainers. God blimey. Yeah, not easy.
Qualified one.
Good ones, qualified.
The qualified one, yeah.
So that's why we have a partnership with the CIPD. We want to make sure that there's a personal development learning culture as well. It's not just about subject matter, it's about the learning area. So we're an open house. It's about the learning and being involved with that. Whether BCS will ever do a combined one, I don't know. Maybe someone's already doing it for all I know within the business. But it's a great comment and one to digest.
Yeah, it's a very good question. Yeah.
We'll take the last question before pizza time. We'll still have a lot of time chatting over there.
Right, I'm not trying to stop everyone from getting pizzas up. Right. So AI, generative AI is currently the current big thing right now. Everybody, I'm so friendly of it. Everybody has stating policy on this one. So as Peter mentioned something about the next big thing, quantum computing, biotechnology, aerospace, these kind of things. So in your guys' point of view, or in the industry point of view, so what do you think will be the next big thing, especially in the UK point of view, in our specialists that professionals here can work on?
What's your time frame? It's really important. What's your time frame? 6 months, 12 months, or 18 months?
Well, let's say 18 months.
18 months. Well, for me, just based on my research, don't quote me, yeah. If you look at the pace of the innovation in the last 18 months, so you double that. I think in the next 18 months, I'm a big fan of Jensen Huang. He's just like he has a crystal ball. So in the next 18 months, we will see an AI data center, and we will see the compute power is astronomically improved, and we will see whatever you do in the world, whether you work in a bank or you supermarket or insurance company, everybody has to learn AI. You have to have the knowledge of AI, because in the next 18 months, we don't have co-pilot, we will have autopilot. That's my prediction.
Can I push the question back? What do you think? Maybe not in the UK, clearly, but what's your view, or anyone else's view?
I have a question. It's just, you said that, okay, we have the 18 months later, the big company, they have the super gen AI, they can involve all of them, our life, all things. But the lead of AI is US and China. How the UK developer can do?
I don't agree with you. I do not agree with you, because you know Cambridge Research Innovation Park, Cambridge University, heavily. They actually, they have their own quantum computer. Cambridge Innovation Park in Cambridge University, and also Imperial College, really into machine learning and AI. So in this country, we pretty much I mean, of course, it's not because we don't have enough people. Like in America, there are 6 times more people than us. Yeah, but we do. The government is very positive, and also as a BCS, we have access to the politician, and we give advice to those people in Downing Street. They run the country. We do have access to them. So we're talking in a conversation dialogue with the government, and we encourage. The government is really positive about innovation. So we do have good stuff coming out of this country. Yeah. And also the 3 founders from DeepMind, they joined Google. They all graduated from UCL, University College of London. Yeah, so I'm positive about the innovation trend in the UK. So there's a question you want to throw back to the audience.
Yeah.
So I just want maybe just any of you raise your hand. What do you think in the next 18 months? Fast forward 18 months, you're sitting in BCS.
You're presenting.
Yeah. In November 2025, what do you see the world in the next 18 months?
The coronal mass ejection. You're going to wipe out everything.
It's a very short presentation then.
We have to use some kind of imagination, yeah.
I think we're going to see massive rise in deep fakes, probably potentially some election year, interference in elections, given that there's a number of very important political elections this year. And also, I think a massive rise in super sophisticated cyber attacks, probably aimed at state entities.
Yeah.
Because of the potential of AI.
If we put all your comments into perspective, we do need to start preparing now.
Yes.
To strengthen our cyber resilience. But it is really good conclusion. Thank you so much. Yeah, it was Siobhan. Yeah, I remember your name. So now it's pizza time, so we need to click. Is another?
I suppose there's no time for more questions online, right?
Okay, we take one more question. Sorry about
Online.
Yeah. Can you explain the primary benefits of BCS membership for IT project managers? How does BCS support professional development and career growth? What network opportunity does BCS provide for its members? I think it will be a nice conclusion to answer this.
It would be a fantastic conclusion. I think the best way of finding out is by joining. What I would say is that I think listen to the discussion today and listen to these fantastic questions. You'll see the quality of caliber of the people that are part of this association. If you can't get value from the interactions you have with people that are in this room, I don't think you can get value. So everyone must join, otherwise we'll lock the door and then nothing. So
you'll be looked after.
You'll be well looked after, but thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to share that with you. And I don't want to hold anyone back from doing so.